How's it going, everyone? It's your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself, and ladies and gents, today we're going to take a look at the Kecha Wacha. And first, let's say there's really not too much to say about the little monkey. However, what can be said is all real cool things that make him who he is and all real neat little lore tidbits. That was me stretching out this first paragraph, but I digress. Kecha Wacha. Introduced into the 4th generation, he was an entry point monster designed to teach you that using your environment to expand your mobility is key. He uses long hook-esque fingers to swing from canopies just like any good monkey should. Now on top of that, he is a monkey, so he tends to have a couple of animations or even actions that take heavy inspiration from the mischievous little primates. Sometimes when swinging from those same canopies, if he lands a successful swinging attack, he will occasionally give you a round of applause, letting me know that this is all fun and games for him. Moving over to the actual tips and tricks part of this particular video, take note that he has very large ears that he can use to shield his face when enraged, making attacking his face that much more difficult. He also has a long trunk which he uses to shoot mucus watery globs at the player. Interesting note, when enraged and his face is covered, he cannot see, so his accuracy with his trunk suffers, making his shots a lot more erratic as opposed to more right on, dead eye if you will. How he knows where the player is at all with his face covered is an answer I don't really have. Regardless, he'll swing from the canopies to get the mobility upper hand, so in order to actually do well against them, you must meet him on his home turf. Get on top of the canopy yourself, do enough damage to him and you'll have him stuck within the vines. Do even more and it will force him to the ground. Be wary of his gliding attacks. He will use these to close the gap on players and disrupt your strats. So if you're a bow gunner or using a bow of some sort, you might not want to stay too far away because he will close the gap quite quickly and he'll force you to scramble and try to make haphazard guesses, which isn't a very good thing when under pressure. Other than a few not so noteworthy attacks, he's a fairly easy monster to fight, so when you do go to fight him, make sure you at least bring fire or thunder, and hit him in the head. Bonus points. When his face is covered, you can keep attacking it, and it might actually break his ears because his ears are covering his face. When that happens, you no longer have to worry about bouncing off of his face when you do attack, giving yourself the full damage multiplier when doing so. Moving over to the Kecha Wacha's weapons, you will be glad to know that they're actually pretty good. So if you're coming into it at high rank, the one thing you'll probably be able to take away from this is at the, I want to say, end of high rank, you might come across a lot of bludgeoner type sets. Kecha Wacha weapons are really good for bludgeoner. I myself have a couple of Kecha Wacha bludgeoner type sets. However, the thing to take from this is that they have really good attack and lots of water. Once you migrate over to the G rank side of things though, the water is still very good, but you lose the bludgeoner thing. Truth be told, once you get the G rank, bludgeoner doesn't really matter unless your weapon has like insane amounts of attack. Wherein which is not so much the case with Kecha Wacha, even though the attack is still quite nice. The element is what's to take away from this. It has probably the most water in the game for the most part from many other weapon types. For example, its greatsword has 74 water, which is ridiculous. Now on top of that, it has a couple of hyper weapons, the switch axe and hunting horn really come to mind. They give even more water, sacrificing most of their attack. Usually range from about 340 to 320-ish attack. They eventually come down to 280 or so, but gaining maybe 20 more points into this water element. So the big takeaway from all of this, earlier on, it's really good for bludgeoner. Later on, it's a great water weapon. Now on to the other half of this, I will say the weapons is the best thing Kecha Wacha has because his armor is very lacking, giving us only 2 sets, a high rank and a G rank set. Off the top, the high rank set gives us 13 points into Constitution, at least giving us Constitution +1, stamina recovery up, and -9 points into stamina, i.e. marathon runner. So I mean, not too bad, but not all that great, but obviously you can tell that it's a stamina type set from the jump because Constitution reduces your stamina for evading, blocking, and etc. Stamina recovery up speeds up in which that actually recovers, and so on and so forth. Moving over to the G rank side of things, you get Constitution +2, recovery up, stamina recovery up that is, evade extender, and 8 points into Maestro, making Kecha Wacha, I believe, the first weapon that I can really think of that isn't super really low that actually gives some points into Maestro. Okay, I'm kidding. Kecha Wacha is still really low, but hey, Maestro. I mean, hunting horn users, there's not very many of them. I know all of them are always adamant about keeping the weapon very, you know, in the know. And it's good to know that, hey, you have Maestro in Kecha Wacha. But hey, that's pretty much all I can really say about the armor. It's not really too much to really brag about, really even to take home. The best thing to really take from this is that, it has a very nice design. If given the real world applications, the real world draw, the in-betweens, the things that you take reference from. Wow, that's kind of a tongue twister. Real world draw, real world that. Anyway, it is akin to the Journey to the West, the Monkey King thing. The armor is akin to how that character was depicted in there, and also people will probably reference like Goku or something like that, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, this is stuff that I only casually kind of know because I've actually read the book in high school a long time ago, and I've seen the depictions of it or whatever. But regardless, that's pretty much Kecha Wacha in the nutshell, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and it's been real. It's your boy. Oh, lastly, before I go, I might consider making a Patreon. Let me know what you think about having a Patreon on YouTube. Regardless, take care.